Okay, and I probably can do the ear, okay, in the 5 minutes I have, but I have to talk quickly. Okay, when it comes to the ear, we talk about the outer ear, a middle ear, and an inner ear. So your outer ear is this portion here, okay? This is called the auricle or pinna. And by the way, yeah, you do have a picture. I'm not showing it to you, but you have a picture in my sheet. Okay? All right? And then you're going to know this, the external auditory meatus. Okay? All right. Remember there was a sharp point that came down? The styloid process. Well, they have it here. They don't have it in bone color. They have it in red, but there's your styloid process. Okay. So the auricle or pinna captures sound. Watch this. Sound hits the earlobe and goes, I say like a roller coaster. Whee! Want me to do that again? Whee! All right. You can hear if somebody cuts off the auricle or pinna. You're not capturing sound as well, but you can technically hear. Okay? The sound hits this. Whoops. I'm going to lift this out, but I want you to see it in place first here. This. And this is commonly called your eardrum, but we're anatomy, so it's called the tympanic membrane. And it acts like a drum. It starts vibrating. So it's picking up the sound and transferring that sound into a vibration. Okay? And then if you look at the other side of the tympanic membrane, it's vibrating, but it's connected to bones of the ear. And you thought you learned all of the bones in the body, but there are 3 bones in the ear. They're called the ossicles. And they are named the malleus, the incus, and actually they have the 3rd one over here, the stapes. It looks like a stirrup on a saddle. Okay? So the tympanic membrane begins vibrating. It gives it to the 3 bones or ossicles, the malleus, the incus, the stapes. Okay? Now, the malleus, incus, and stapes are in what is called the middle ear. If I put this back in place, I'm going to bury it. But over here is your middle ear cavity. And it's called the tympanic cavity. And that's where the bones are. Okay? If you get an infection in your ear, the tympanic cavity, which is supposed to be filled with air, becomes filled with liquid.
Fluid, yeah.
Okay? Sometimes they put in tubes in children to drain that liquid. That's right here. And when I put it in, that's where your bones are. See what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Now, if your eardrum gets punched in, how do you get it to pop back out? Well, this tube over here is called the eustachian tube, and it's coming from your throat. So if you inhale air through your throat, it comes up your eustachian tube into your middle ear cavity, the tympanic cavity, and pushes the eardrum from the other side back out, and your ears pop. Get it? Okay? We're almost there, folks. Bear with me. Okay, and I have a lecture too, so, okay, I'm trying to get this back so it's sitting in there properly, and it, okay, all right. Then we go to the inner ear, okay, except for this bone, that's the stapes, okay? And this is called the cochlea, and it picks up the vibration, and inside there's liquid, so neurons begin to vibrate, and those neurons that are in the cochlea give the impulse to this nerve. So what nerve is this going into the brain? Vestibulocochlear cranial nerve number 8. Everybody getting this? Okay? And that's how sound is sent into the brain. Okay? All right. I want to just show you 1 or 2 more things. If we put this vestibulocochlear cranial nerve, number 8, back in location, right here. This is the internal auditory meatus. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
This is your petrous ridge. I know, I need a minute, okay? All right, one last thing. The vestibuli I never bother to point out, although it does give the name to the nerve, vestibulo. This is the cochlea. The vestibuli is over here. But the vestibuli and the semicircular canals control what's called equilibrium. The ear doesn't just hear. It's in charge of hearing and equilibrium. So the cochlea is for hearing, but what's called the vestibuli and your semicircular canals are in charge of equilibrium. Equilibrium is knowing where you are even when your eyes are closed. So if I tell you to bend over, can you do that with your eyes closed? Sure. Okay, how do we do that? Look at the semicircular canals. There's one for each plane. Transverse, frontal, sagittal. So what happens is I bend over. Or, everybody appreciate this? And there's your equilibrium. And I'm done. Okay.
Right here on this one, right here
Wait a minute.
on the back of the eardrum, you had two.
Wait, this goes this
Sorry.
way. No, wait, it goes this way.
Right on the back of the eardrum, you said it really quickly. Which one's which on those?
Malleus comes first.
Which one's
Here.
malleus?
Malleus, then incus,
So
malleus, hammer, incus, anvil,
Okay,
and then it
thank you.
connects to the stapes, which is there.
perfect. Thank you.
What's the